I've always enjoyed music throughout my whole life, and I've always been into doing music. When I was 23 years old, I started getting into audio engineering and recording. I went to school for it up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, to the Institute of Production and Recording, which is a very prestigious audio engineering school. Um, as one of my final projects for my engineering class, I had to record and mix my own song, whether I found a band or recorded my own material. I found a band. They were a country rock band. The name of the band was Tailgate Grace, and this is their song, "She's All I Need." So we're gonna listen to about little bit less than half the song, and then I'm gonna tell you a couple things I liked and that I didn't like, and some stuff that I did to it to make it what it is. So, a couple things that I liked and didn't like about it. The first thing are the vocals. They weren't bad, they just didn't turn out how I wanted them to turn out. There were a couple spots here and there that the singer couldn't quite get right that day. So what we did was we both decided that he was going to do a couple takes and I was going to piece together everything to make it a single clip. I did edit them. It took me quite some time to do that. And then another thing that I didn't like, and some other people didn't like as well, were the drums. They're right here. The drums were very busy, and I didn't realize it really until I was mixing the song. They really weren't fitting, so I had to bring them back a lot, which they were very difficult to fit into everything. But I made it work, and everyone seemed to enjoy it, so I was happy about it. A couple things that were really easy that I did like how they turned out were the drums, or not the drums, the bass and guitars. The guitarist and basses both came in and just did their own equalizing and compression, and we just recorded it. We did do a couple takes, because they weren't happy with how some of the stuff was turning out, and I was like, well, I just told them to do whatever they needed to do. The only thing I had to do was just, kind of level everything, make sure everything fit into the mix just right. None of the stuff that I did to the song, none of the processing, was digital, except for a few things here and there. Everything I did was analog. I used an SSL 4000 series console, which is a very popular console in the music industry. And then I used rack compressors. They are called distressors. They're a very well-known compressor. They don't add a harsh tone to anything. They just kind of smooth everything out and just bring everything down a little bit. They just allow you to have a little bit more control over your audio. The SSL has both EQ and compression on the console itself, so that's why I was able to do everything analog. There were a couple things that I did use digitally. I used a digital reverb, which almost all reverbs nowadays are digital. There's no such thing as an analog reverb. And then the other thing, I used another compressor on the vocals, kind of tamed them down a little bit as well. I've always enjoyed audio engineering, especially when I was able to get into it and understand everything. I love doing it. I probably will continue to do it and be doing it probably for a very long time. Thank you.